back to Chess for Sleep. Watching the Blitz titled arena from March 2025. I'm getting a little bit of a late start. I actually had a medical procedure this week, so I've been taking it a bit easy, and it just wasn't on my radar that this was today. But I'm looking forward to checking out the games. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's start by watching the old penguin, the slippery one. So, versus Vladimirovich, definitely very, very strong player. So, alright, so what do we have here? White is, has this rook ensconced in the black position pretty nicely there. So this is looking pretty problematic for black. Let's see, can he get something going against the white king on the b file? I don't immediately see the breakthrough for white against the black king, but surely this can't be good for black if white plays this correctly. So yeah, he always has knight c1 to block if rook b1 check. This move, a little bit mysterious what that move's about. Although on the other hand, where's that bishop going? Where can the bishop be improved? Alright, so finally attacking this rook. If takes, though, the bishop is now a menace on the dark squares. Yeah, these dark square weaknesses, this bishop's still pretty powerful. A little bit of a clock advantage for Vladimirovich, too. I'm forgetting, is this Draken? I'm always mixing up some of the stronger Russian GMs. Okay, so white didn't break through. Black has his own attack, so I'm starting to like black here more and more. This pawn is hard to stop, however. Yeah, so black has to trade in order to stop it, so... But you've got this coordination on the queening square, so... I'm thinking white should still be able to get that pawn home, and then what are we gonna... We could trade down, after all this craziness, we could trade down to a actually equal material in-game after that, which would be a bit crazy given how this game has gone so far. Let's see. Yeah, you're trying to get behind the passed pawn. That's where you want to be. The check first. And now leaving the pawn to come attack the king. Ooh, the king is in trouble. F2 is collapsing. And I imagine black is probably mating before you're queening here. Rook h4 coming up. Or h3. Yep, that's it. Wow. Back and forth game. Penguin goes down. Alright, let's check out the leaderboard. Legend Returns at the top. Who is Legend Returns? Well, they're at the top. I guess let's give them a look as well. Legend Returns. And Legend Returns is looking pretty good because I don't think black's attack is Oh, maybe it is. Nope. Okay, taking there, because these pawns, if black wasn't getting through with the pawns, the queen side is going to win for white. Yeah, at the end of the day, you got to babysit this pawn, and yeah, that could have been tricky there. All right, number 1 versus number 2 matchup. Let's check this out. Out of the good old Philidor. And we're seeing pretty typical Philidor stuff. I'm not sure about that move, but I don't play e4 too much, but I'm assuming this is not what you wanted as white. Now with this little pin on the knight here. Yeah, that was all a bit crazy, and again, not a Philidor expert, but I thought it's usually more of an a6, b5 pawn storm. And that, but whatever happened, that kind of went haywire for white with the pawn structure, and now black's infiltrating. Yeah, pretty nicely played by black. Certainly not winning just yet, even with the pawns, but oh, I didn't even realize white's actually up a pawn after all that, but it's this doubled pawn. This double pawn's not the greatest, so. And yeah, black's got the d file, so I'd say it's pretty equal, even with the pawn at this point. A little bit tense, but I don't. Yeah. It seems like white's sitting tight. Black's the one with the pressure, but yeah, now white's gonna get the d file back. Okay. So we're probably going to see some maneuvering now that we're in a kind of a getting towards the end game here. Yeah, definitely nice placement for the knight now. We're going to see knight here and just get rid of that knight. Opposite colored bishops. The rook's still on. How do you get to these pawns? Black will come back, I assume, to defend, and now, yeah, guarding h8. So I don't. Oh yeah, winning h3 after all that, though. That's the problem. But trading, yeah, I'm wondering. Don't see exactly how white totally breaks through just yet, but got the outside passer, but it's, well, no, sorry, got the outside pawn, but it's not a passer because of the g pawn. So yeah, with this e pawn, at some point, if this could be one, you get the f pawn, the e pawn rolling, could be a problem. But yeah, black's just gonna sit and defend that pawn for a while. So yeah, a bit of a stale one, this game. If I'm being totally honest. Might see some fireworks here as they get low on time pressure, you never know. Or yeah, they get into time trouble here at the end. Let's see, is black want to try and push the a pawn a little bit? Just pressurize the h pawn, winning the h pawn. Yeah, white grabs there. Obviously wants to grab that as well, and does, yeah. Just like that, white. I don't know, black. I think black. I don't know. You feel the need in these rook in games, almost a rook in game, that you got to be as active as possible. But there, I think setting might have been the way to go. Yeah, I think that handed things over to white. That's gone. Well, you have to bring the bishop back. Yeah, that wasn't looking good. This pawn is still keeping these white pawns at bay for now, but yep, now this pawn is finally falling. All these pawns are going to roll. Oh, double attack as well. And that's going to be it. Wow. Nice game. Chess is not fair. Ain't that the truth? Alright. Got some folks I don't know as well. Zhigalko's a mainstay of these. Just checking out the leaderboard. Ooh, Knight King. Let's check in on the great Bortnik. One of the best in these fast time controls for sure. And Bortnik is in a equalish in-game. That's winning a pawn though. This is falling. It's time scramble, but objectively a little bit wild. Both sides could have connected passers on opposite sides of the board. That would be an interesting one. But the time scramble is Zhigalko. Got him. Maybe Knight King doesn't. Yeah, maybe the mouse speed isn't there for him today. Let's watch him win one. I am a big Bortnik fan. Got Rebecca Harris to check out too. Sorry if my throat's a little off today. Like I said, I had a medical procedure, so I had the old tube down the throat, but it's getting there. It's getting back to normal, so. All right. Typical pawn sack in these types of fianchetto formations. The knight coming to g5 to pressurize the pawn right away. The bishop, the queen. It's all, yeah, it's very much a temporary pawn sack often. But let's see. Black. Bortnik's playing it well, I think. And white's not gotten that pawn back quite yet. Knight here could be a problem pretty soon. Although, what's the knight? Yeah, what is the knight doing here? And how long can it stay here? Yeah, what's the plan now for this knight? Okay, coming to c5. But can it really live? Is he gonna be able to get this knight out? I guess he does still have a route back, or does he? Ooh, yeah, this is looking dicey for white. That's a lot of pieces for black on the king side now, and white's pieces are sleeping over on the queen side. Okay, blocking. I was going to say, you definitely don't want the queen trade. Blocking, but when can he not play queen f7? It's a bishop maybe, I think maybe he just wants queen e1 in the position. Yeah, because now how do you deal with queen e1? Bishop, queen in, threatening here. You drop the knight, so now you have to play here to attack the pawn. Can't drop the knight. Oh, and now we're home with the pawn. Nice move. Yeah, the pieces are kind of waking up on the queenside for white. Messy game, exciting game. And time-wise, Bortnick's really gonna have to find a mate here, I think, to win, or he's gonna flag before too long. He has the attacking fodder over here, but yeah, these pawns are gonna be crashing through soon. I mean, objectively, still really like black, but yeah, watch out for this diagonal. But yeah, white's gonna have to weaken himself to dislodge it with f3. Which would probably be suicide for white. Going for the queen trade. Yeah, but really need a mate there to not flag. Yeah, this is pretty much, yeah, might as well resign at that point, I guess. But I don't think he's mating in 2.5 seconds. That's the problem. He is mating. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Did he really not? It's already over at this point. Yeah. I wonder if g4 helps there. Maybe not. There I am saying that it was over and he wasn't going to get the mate in, and of course the Knight King did, so we owe him another one after that. Of course, I'm a total patzer and I know nothing, so just feel free to ignore my my commentary at your leisure. So, back in it, another one with Knight King, and this game we have got... this is a Grunfeld-ish setup. It's double fianchetto, d5 and the king side. Fianchetto, we're obviously looking at kind of a Grunfeld-ish thing, but kind of more of a double fianchetto, I guess, is the more appropriate. No idea who N McHugh is. Trading off the bishop, often a smart plan in these types of positions. Great piece. Trade it off. Yeah, I'd be pretty happy to play this position with white. I mean, I am an English player, so I see myself a lot with the fianchetto. C4 played. Don't usually play D4, but at least this early, but yeah, so what's black's plan here? Trading, ooh, yeah, finally trading. So trading off the bishops. You're going to try and make this knight a great piece. Knight here to here to here, maybe? Eventually. Or just hold tight with this pawn, yeah. That's the problem. If this knight was able to get to a nice post, I'd be feeling better about black, but the problem is, yeah, if he has to babysit c6, it's, yeah, gonna be not great, and, yeah, white can maybe get going with the queenside pawns before too long. A kingside attack wouldn't be out of the question either for white, but yeah, with the c-pawn weakness, I'd be thinking more about queenside play here. I think we're gonna see that. We're gonna see, oh no, okay, first with the center, yeah. That's an option. Yeah, white's not infiltrating right away on the file. Could see that soon though. Now you always have to babysit g6 with the queen eyeing it up. So not pleasant, but yeah, black doesn't have an active plan. That's never good, but it's not crumbling like super quickly. I'm thinking. Could we see an exchange sack with a queen coming in? But the rooks are still defending over here, so I'm thinking probably not. Could happen though, especially if the queen wasn't guarding. D5, exchange sack, and the bishop coming in, the queen coming in, the light squares would be wrecked pretty quickly if black was not around to defend them. Alright, so we're finally seeing white infiltrating on the queen side, just grabbing a pawn. Didn't even have to move these two in the end, just win one of these. So, it's a pawn for white. It's a much better position, much better minor piece. The rook, obviously, is going to be aggressive here. Again, still guarding g6. The knight's still doing its job, but black, yeah, gotta do something active. Queen takes, yeah, makes sense. Didn't want to babysit that pawn. And yep, as we kind of predicted, if black's queen was ever not around to guard this pawn, it was going to fall, and it did. So now, but black winning a pawn, even material, and white's way down on time. It's going to be a scramble. These pawns are going to be moving pretty quick here. And it's just the one pawn for white. It's looking very, very good for black. Don't think those pawns are going to be stopped. Yeah, I can't really... Yeah, if you take the knight, the pawn was promoting, so you couldn't take that knight when it was pinned there. And that's going to be it. Nice game for Knight King. Good to see him bounce back in that one. All right. Just getting a look at who's in, who's playing. And always good to see Gadakomsky in the mix. All right, let's give, Rebecca Harris just went to pause mode, so let's not check out Rebecca Harris. Daniel Naroditsky, of course, much loved by many of us. Let's go back to number 1 then for a bit here. Legend Returns. Okay. How about this position? Equal material. Obviously, space for white. White's better. How much? Good question. Attacking the knight now. Can't take the pawn. And now it's the bishops versus the knights in a reasonably open position, so that's going to be difficult for black here to deal with. Yeah, this knight's well placed, but I'm just taking it off. So now, yeah, light square domination by white. And yeah, not a great post for black, so that's an important pawn move there to control e4, so that knight is not getting a nice home. And now all these pawns are frozen. So yeah, what is this knight doing? Where can this knight go? That's effective. And now, let's see. Trading it off tactically. Yep, nice move. Definitely no need to trade off when you have the better piece there, but that was a tactical consideration. And yeah, you can't take, obviously, the queen. And if you're not taking, well, you're going to get b7 and b8 pretty quickly. Nice one. All right, so is Rebecca Harris back? Still on pause. I'm Straw. Let's check out I'm Straw here. And this game, who knows? Time scramble. Queen's easier to play with in a time scramble, I think, for sure. You don't have to keep the rooks coordinated. Otherwise, I mean, the pawns, black's up material, the pawns. But it's checkmate, just like that. Yep. Yeah, this king. I don't know how this king ended up all the way on this side of the board, but that was dangerous. So, nice win. I'm Straw. How about we look in on this this FM Vasic? FM doing damage again. Ooh, Knight in here against Knight King at the very end of the game, and White is probably going to at least flag Black here. Yep. Nicely done, Vasic. Don't recall seeing Vasic in these before. And FM taking down Bortnick, that's, yeah, always impressive. All right, let's watch Vasic's next one. Against Matthias. I looked last stream. I couldn't get his name right, and I'm forgetting it again. Matthias. I said Blumenthal, which is wrong. I'm blanking on it, but his first name is definitely Matthias. I can tell you that much. Apologies again, Matthias. I apologized last time. I'm apologizing again. All right. So what do we have here? Yeah, we don't have king safety for White, but this knight's getting dislodged, and this, after these trades, you have these, very bad pawn structure for Black, and this is not looking good for Black at all. Rook coming in, no way to stop it from doing that. Interesting, king trying to come forward, gotta do something here. Your pawns are all weak, you gotta defend them. But White really probably doesn't need to be in a rush here, because these pawns are all so incredibly weak. They're just gonna fall. Yep. There's not much for Black to do but just sit tight, and White can probably round up the A-pawn before too long. And check first. Now the win, yep, wins the pawn. Any way for Black to get active? Time scramble, and it's happening. Wow, and just like that. The skewer. Alright, Vasic goes down. Not a bad game, though. Rebecca Harris is back in. Let's check out Daniel Naroditsky. Out of the Petrov. Really don't know much about the Petrov. Beloved weapon of Fabi. Fabi's used it often. I think Nepo thinks used it pretty extensively as well. It's really one of the few openings I've never even tinkered with as Black. Played e4, e5, but never tinkered with it. Of course, has a reputation of being kind of boring, kind of stale, but I'm sure it can also be very exciting. This game is looking interesting for a moment here, although we're probably going to see some liquidations here, I'm thinking. No. I guess you can win the pawn. Now you got to be super careful. You got the mate threat, and you're hitting f2. That's kind of why I was thinking we were going to see liquidations. And instead, black is now deciding how to capture on f2. Oh, I did not see that. Is it good? Yeah, bishop takes, bishop f3, then mate can't be stopped. Wow, just like that. Bishop's hanging. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, so now the king is quite airy. Yeah, good defense by Rebecca Harris. Yeah, Dania had a nice find there. Ooh. Can't take that with the rook. And take it with the king, you're getting hit. Let's see, can he somehow avoid getting mated here? So rook g2. I'm thinking probably rook g, no, king g2. Okay. Yeah, if rook g2, king g1, yeah, the queen was gonna, well, it's at least a perpetual, right? Maybe it would have been mate too for too long. Yeah, these tactics, man, much respect for guys that can. I'm not the world's best tactical player, unfortunately, but the way they find these tactics so quickly is pretty incredible. Yeah, especially when your king has no pawns in front of him. So now the trade, yep. Black just forced the trades up quite a bit of material by the end. Nice game. That was a pretty cool attacking game, and yeah, we started talking about how the Petrov was known for being kind of trash, and instead we get an incredible attacking game. So that's how it goes. All right, let's check this one out. Rebecca Harris. We'll watch one more with Rebecca. Feels funny always, and sometimes I just refer to him as Rebecca Harris. Obviously I know it's Daniel Naroditsky, but force of habit just referring to the username. But yeah. Oh. Yep. Can the knight, so if you save the bishop here, how's the knight getting out? If you save the bishop here, if you retreat the bishop to, let's say, g4, okay, c2, how's the knight getting out? I need to know, Mr. Arabuni. Oh, and see, that's why you don't play bishop g4. So you win, and it's 2 pieces for the rook in the end. So, yeah, black coming out on top there. Sorry, and I should have been posing that question to Daniel, not Arabuni. Arabuni knew what he was doing again with that. Yeah, I was thinking bishop g4, and he saw that he needed knight g4 in the position. That's, that's GM level play for you. White is, getting some counterplay on the e7 pawn very quickly. I don't know, how do you defend this? Knight gets kicked from here. Knight here, sad. Rook here drops a7. What are you doing? This knight is looking a bit stranded as well. I don't see a good move for black here. If you just give up the pawn, you're getting rooks on the 7th. I thought it was looking good for black with the 2 rooks, or the 2 pieces for the rook, but these knights on the rim are especially grim. Oh, and then, the knight in it was also just threatened to be trapped, even worse, yeah. As we noted, there wasn't much, not a lot of room for the knight to go, but yeah, it was just simply being trapped as well. Multiple threats in the position. So now white's just up the exchange. And black's pieces are not great. This knight is, just sidelined. Really nice play by Daniel to make a comeback in this one. Yeah, finally getting this knight centralized, defending. But this pawn probably is going to fall for too long. Yeah. Yeah, this knight, I don't know where the knight is going, but it's not going to be great. Yeah, this pawn is eventually going to fall. King can come in and really suffocate black as well. Yeah, wasn't looking good. Okay. Let's do one more with Daniel against Angelito. Another mainstay of, I think, of the more recent tournaments, Lichess titled arenas. Out of a modern. Okay, going for this briefly weird looking structure, but yeah, I think that was also designed to get the check on the king quickly there. And this is not going to be a long-term problem because you're going to play f5, especially if you trade off this bishop and it's not blocked in behind the pawn, then not a concern at all really having this double pawn. These pawns are more concerning, these double isolated pawns in the middle of the board. So I like Daniel's position already. This bishop is just biting at this pawn. Yeah, knight into here would have been dangerous. That's why we see the retreat. It could have taken with the bishop too, I guess, but yeah, see the retreat now covering it. This pawn is useful. Yeah, again, sometimes we think double pawns are a problem. Well, in this case, it's extremely useful. Some dancing with knights. Oh, yeah, you could see that fork could have been looming in some lines. I was looking a little sketch for white for a second. But white's done well to hold on here. Had to watch the mate threats there on the H file. Yeah, pretty much had to trade. So now what do we have? White is up several pawns and a piece. Wait, no, sorry, not a piece. But several pawns. But they're weak pawns. They're falling. And this D pawn is obviously looking deadly. But how does white get out of the checks? rook coming down to c8. Now I'm just getting ready to sack the bishop. Try and gobble up the other pawns. Oh, no, that's not going to do it. Just going for a cheapo at the end there, I think. All right. Daniel goes down. So, who shall we watch now? I am Straw's in the lead. It's a nice, decent lead. Just seeing if there's anybody else we want to make sure we check out. Okay, let's check out number 1 again. I am Straw. Okay, so how about this? Well, the queen's hanging. That needs to be addressed, and the bishop's hanging, so let's see. I don't really try and... Was there I'm not sure what... I'm not exactly sure how that all played out. It's happening quickly, but I was expecting the queen, just the initial queen trade, but... yeah. The end result, though... yeah, it worked out well for black. Then we have these isolated pawns. Yeah, would have been a problem if the knight wasn't covering the bishop from hitting the rook. There would have been a problem, but tactic there. Pawn, white gobbles a pawn, but the rook's on the 7th. Rooks on the 7th are often worth investing a pawn, because you often win at least one pawn as a result of having it there. So now we have equal material. Yeah, white with the 3 isolated pawns, gonna have trouble defending. This pawn is going to probably be a problem soon. Is that? I think that was just desperation heave there. Isn't it? Oh wait, no, it's just mating. Sorry. Yeah. As soon as you say that, you see, oh wait a second, this is not mate. There's no way to interpose. I was thinking he had time to come in to defend the G file, but no, it's the G file is taken care of, and now it's the old the rook's staircase with the rooks for mate. So let's watch this one though. Let's watch I Am Straw. See if he bounces back against the penguin. So let's see what we have here. Tactics are what we have here. Kind of typical central pawn sacrifice with the fork follow-up. It's pretty common. Tactical motif. Interesting. How do you defend the knight? The answer is you don't. I'm not exactly sure what he saw here, but this is covered. This is covered. How do you defend the knight there? You don't. Wow, just like that. Okay. Let's see. Just checking. Knight King's making a bit of a run. Let's see if he can keep it going in this game. And the answer is it's pretty equal-ish, but yeah, long term double pawns. Can't really get at them, so I'm not too worried about it. It's pretty equal-ish. This pawn is also a liability for black, and it's gone. It's not the worst pawn to lose because these pawns are more like 1 than 2 at the moment. So still pretty equal-ish. Yeah, the clock is going to be a factor, probably. Yeah, Knight King's going to fly here. Excuse me. Rolling with the A pawn. And not taking there because that fork. I think he missed that. If the bishop had taken the pawn, this fork was hitting. I imagine that wasn't intended because this now is a huge mess. Yeah, defending with the rook, but you gotta back up. I was expecting the bishop there. Let's see. Knight here, you take it. You win the pawn. After that, gotta like black's chances and if it's a knight and bishop in game, this knight, these pawns to target, I think you've got to be liking black there objectively at least, but ooh, that all happened very fast. The clock is all it's about. We might even see more trades. Who's gonna flag who? Whom? Yeah, tough to beat Bortnick in a blitz scramble at the end there. Hey. I'm recording a chess video.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I always edit it, so.
Hey, just wanted to say hi.
It's actually good. It was a good break point.
Sorry, I fell asleep.
Oh, did you have a good nap?
Yeah, I'm tired. Come on, Evie. Come on. Oh,
Good girl. You're the world's best girl.
Let's go. Would you want to go with me to Mark's Park later, or you might not have later?
Stomach's just so unpredictable right now.
I understand.
I'd love to, but thanks. Hopefully I can get on the vancomycin soon. I think that's really what I'm going to need to start feeling better. Hopefully.
I hope so. Okay, sorry.
No, it's no problem. All right, yeah, a little break there. Wife chatted with me a little bit. Back in, I see some speculation in the chat about who players are. Victor Korchnoi, Boris Spassky. Spassky died 2 days ago. Did he? Oh, I actually hadn't heard that, if that's true, huh? Yeah, rest in peace then. All right, let's go back to Knight King, who is really making a furious run here. So, how about this position? Black's up a pawn, and that pawn is now pinned. And it's now going to be isolated, but not pinned. So black should be able to hold on to it at least for a bit here. At this point, the material for black is nice, and it's not too much else going on. And now it's evened up, just like that. So, and now it's a draw. It's gonna, kill Knight King streak, unfortunately, because I think I could hold this position against Knight King. Please don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure I would hold this position against Knight King. All right, so that's a draw. All right, everybody. Took a little break there. My wife stopped in to chat with me, so getting back into it. Let's see, leaderboard. I Am Straw is now getting caught by Legend Returns. Let's pop in on him. See if he can win this one. So, let's see. Equal material, but this outside passer, which is currently being blockaded. Let's see. Looking pretty active for black, but yeah, that pawn is now dropping. Yeah, but how do you... Let's see how white actually gets ahead here. Kingside pawn storm. But yeah, first losing that pawn, that's a problem. Ooh, good defending my black here. Rook, rook's on the 7th, usually a good thing. Let's see how these pawns liquidate. Yeah, you could see this just turning into a 3-on-2. All the central pawns coming off. And just the 3-on-2 on the king side, which would be a draw. But, not guaranteed to get there because these pawns are moving. So at some point, these are going to be cleaned up. Oh, he just... could black not have just doubled up on the pawn there? Maybe he would have been losing. G7 if he did that? Okay. So, I Am Straw loses. Legend Returns wins. We have a new leader. Knight King working on building his, getting his streak going again. Let's see if he can win this next one. I'm kind of rooting. I guess I've got a soft spot for Bortnick. So kind of pulling for him to at least get on the podium this tournament. And breaking open the king side here. G-file. Looking tasty for white to try and infiltrate on. Oh, that sack, is that 100% working? Bishop in. Oh, and the bishop sack. That's the important sack. That's it. I was looking at bishop h6, but the bishop sack was the key move there. Great move. Yeah, with the rook. Yeah, this crossfire. Yep, queen, whatever. Yep. Nice game, Bortnick. This is a big one. Vladimirovich, Knight King. And we have a b3 setup here. Is this a... No, Xinji Indian is when black... It's a black take on white's knight on c3. It's but kind of a reverse thing. Not sure on the theory on this one, but we saw the structure in another game, this doubled F pawns where you control F4, and it was quite nice, quite helpful to be able to do that. So gonna see A5 coming in and white coming in on the queen side pretty shortly here, I would think. First fighting that trade. Yeah, if you trade here, you're opening the file on this backward C pawn. So black doesn't want to do that. Now we might be getting C5 before too long, though. Pairing it with first, yeah. Preparing to defuse this bishop, yep. Yeah, good prophylaxis there because that bishop could have been a beast. The F file opens the queen, all of a sudden bearing down. And now this bishop is very nicely placed. And looks like black's getting C6 ready to push it back. We're attacking E3. Obviously can't go E4 because you're trapping your bishop. Just giving up the pawn. And just like that, Knight King is looking good. Alright. Hope everyone's doing well out there. It's Saturday afternoon. And yeah, I hope you're well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. And yeah, hope you're enjoying the content on this channel. Alright. Giving up on the queen side, on the A pawn there, and pinning the bishop. Interesting, so white's down 2 pawns, but yeah, he's gonna get at least one back here. He's gonna win this one and be attacking the rook. Black can take there. Be attacking the bishop, takes here. Yeah. And yeah, it was a wash in the end. Still at the 2 pawn advantage for black. Ooh, now only one. Come on, Bortnik, you got this. You got this, Bortnik. Yeah, you gotta keep the king defended, but you want to get these pawns going. It's the best way to do it. I'm not sure. Well, at best, that's a perpetual if this bishop moves, right? Or it's just going to go back and forth. I think. Yeah. White, yeah, no need for white to go for that at this point. White's the one with the pressure and the time advantage. The rook's coming off now. Black's not worried about getting mated, and as the passer's over here, so interesting. I'm kind of surprised white didn't go for that perpetual there. So, just like that, game over. Looked away for 1 second. played a little too quickly there, or caught in a pre-move maybe. Bishop's gone. Nice. Knight king. He is in striking distance. Matthias Bluebaum. Bluebaum. I think I just remembered his name. I think that's how you pronounce it, Bluebaum. Apologize again, Matthias, and I'm probably butchering that too. But I'm pretty sure it's Matthias Bluebaum. So let's get back into the chess. Let's watch another Bortnick matchup. What to say here? White's pawns are a mess, but black has got a lot of light square weaknesses and no light squared bishop. So which pawn do you take? Yeah, okay. Not exactly sure maybe what was best there, but maybe he's thinking he's less likely to be able to comfortably move this one with the bishop hitting the rook and everything. Okay. White up a pawn now. Opposite colored bishops, but with two rooks still on the board. There's a lot of excitement, I think, still to come in this one. This king is looking a little lonely, and this king is making a beeline for this pawn. How do you defend this pawn? I guess you can't defend it, but taking it might be a problem on this diagonal. Now rook here. Rook here. Rook coming to the d file. King c3. Yeah, black not gonna be able to win that one anytime soon. Gonna try and go for this one and push the h pawn, I guess. Good defense from white though. Keeping it alive for now. No easy way to get to it. Trading this off. Staying on the light square. Don't have to worry about this rook, obviously. He's under his own rook. Black's king over here in the corner. Not doing much, to be honest, now. This operation to win this pawn did not go as planned. Nice, just trading the rook off. That is gonna be difficult now for black to come back from. Is that an issue? I was wondering if there was gonna be a tactic there, but no. So in the end, yeah, this king at least won the h pawn. Just can't get out from under it at the moment. Now he can. Alright, liking white here. This bishop can sack itself if need be. White's going to have two, in the end, probably at least two connected passers, maybe three if he wins this one, but yeah, and that wasn't... White could always guard the promotion square, so that wasn't going to be an issue. Sadly, often I'm talking about the objective position, and then some points I ignore the clock. Yeah, that was not the best time management by Bortnick, so he does go down, even though he had a nice... it was a nice game from the objective standpoint. All right, we have a duel at the top. Let's get back to it. Legend returns against Penguin. How about this one? let's see. Black has the bishop pair, which is nice. Isolated pawn to play against. Getting some trades. This pawn is probably not going to stick around much longer, but well, one of these two pawns is certainly going to go, I think. Dropping this pawn. Ooh. Yeah, you can play. Oh, no, it was yeah, he had the check there anyway. I was gonna say he could play rook d1, but the check works. Take here, take here, take here. Rook behind. Rook defends. Laterally attacking this pawn too. Looks like we're gonna see that. I'm assuming. Yep. Okay. So equal in material. This pawn is the big threat though now for white. Yeah, h5 would be put a nice clamp on black's position. Are we gonna see h5 from black here? Yep. Didn't think you could really allow h5 there. You start to have mate threats in the air. I mean, immediately you would have had knight g6 and the rook coming in, h8, rook h8 mate. So, assuming that he couldn't allow that. So, all right, hitting the rook. No rook d2, so you're not winning the f pawn right away, at least. All right. So it's all about whether this pawn can get home or not. It's not going to be captured very easily with that bishop defending it. Can't take that, obviously. Lose the bishop, and you're going to lose the pawn. Or at least have issues with the pawn. Yeah, but what? Is there any way forward for white, though? Now you can't go king e6. Ooh. Couldn't go king e6 there because of the fork. And the rook was going to be able to take the bishop. Well, I think either way. Yeah, that was what I was looking at initially, but yeah, the bishop's going to capture, or the rook's going to capture the bishop, and then that's going to be a fork in the end. So, a tactical finish there. So, real quick look at the standings. Nice win there for Legend. Oh, and I am Straw. Keeping the pace, but does not have fire after that loss, so. Let's see, big for Legend to keep the streak going. Let's see if he can do it. Or she. I don't know. No, this is looking familiar for me. This is looking like a nice London setup that kind of what I go for against the London myself, or have in the past at least. Yeah, you don't mind this capture. You got a nice grip here. Yeah, you get a nice grip on the e pawn, or sorry, on the e4 square. And the knights are going to be able to be pretty well positioned. So, I'd say pretty close to equal. White, probably does have a little bit of an edge, I'd say, with the bishop. Long term, I think I'd want to be white, but I'd just, by a little bit, not too much. So, sitting tight for black. Yeah, the knight's finally coming to e4. Yeah, these knights have nice aggressive squares, so it's not too concerning. Going up against the bishop, it's a good bishop. Pawns on dark squares, it's harmonious, but and I'm just ignoring the fact that it's the number 1 and the number 2. Big game. So focused on the position sometimes. Ooh. Yeah, if you can't play f3 here, you're getting knight takes g3, and that sack is going to lead to mate probably eventually. Queen, yep, coming over. I think we're eventually going to see h5 and g4 played. Wonder if he's gonna. Yeah, he's taking a second to defend both pawns now. Nice move. So now h5, h4 from black. Could maybe eventually see a rook lift, a rook coming to support here. Yeah, this type of action with the knight. Everybody coordinating on f2. Wonder if that move is designed against that? No, pushing the queen off. Maybe just evacuating the king. Interesting. Wasn't going to wait around for h5 and h4. Just shuffling. Interesting. Sorry about that. Ooh. Yep, using the pin here. Immediate threat. Yeah, it was the queen. That was going to be mate. I was about to say that was queen. H1 in the corner for mate, and no good way to stop it. So that is the game. So, legend returns again. Number 1, and we're getting a King's Indian, classical King's Indian. So, definitely played this. These days, I just think that, yeah, there's just the sidelines are more attractive against the King's Indian. There's so many kind of sidelines that kind of can suit your taste, I think. The same-ish, I think the Makaganov h3 line. You've got the Averbach with bishop g5, I think, is that one. Just a lot of fun sidelines. The Fianchetto variation is one that it's kind of the last one that I was working with before I switched over to c4, which definitely is my favorite way to play against the King's Indian setups, is with c4 and not playing d4 at all, which makes for totally different positions, and black often doesn't really know best how to handle it, I think. So, black is up a pawn. This passer in the middle, it's blockaded for now by the queen, which is not ideal in the long term. But yeah, hoping to win that before too long, but it's gonna have to undermine c5 to do that, or alternatively just get counterplay against the black king, which is looking quite airy, and that's looking like a good option. How to infiltrate now? Oh, there we go. Just won a pawn. Or was that's just a trade? Ooh. Oh, that's game. The rook's falling. Nice. Nice tactic there. Oh, I did win a pawn, but the big thing was, yeah. Oop. Bam. Skewer. Very nice. Alright, Legend Returns is gaining, padding his lead. Wow, what a streak. Let's see how long he can keep the streak going for. There we go. Malrevert. And more e4, e5. Getting the old Italian game. Is this the Gioco Pianissimo with c3, I think? I think that's what it's called. Frequently, the weapon of choice, I guess, for super GMs against e4, e5, given how effective lines like the Berlin defense and the Marshall and all that stuff against is against the Ruy Lopez. All right. So I'd say still pretty equalish. White's a little bit better structure. Black's got this B file with some pressure. White's grabbing this pawn. I think he's gonna grab on E2 might be the plan here. Yeah, I don't think it's a Bobby Fischer situation, grabbing the A pawn. Yeah, there's B3 isn't trapping it because you can play queen takes there. First, yeah, okay. Yeah, going ahead and getting the skewer in. Recapturing. Oh. Now you have this. So black's going to be up the exchange. Nice little sequence there from black. It was all looking a little bit loose for white there on the queen side. Just like that. Just like that. Up in exchange. Equal on pawns. Yeah, that's a classy move. Just retreating, not taking instinctively, just retreating. It might look a little weird, but this night I can maybe come back and chill on e6 and be well placed there. Just pressurize this pawn. Yeah, attack with one of the rooks and then get ready to kick this. Maybe even just give up h6 to get the d pawn if you need to. Okay, different plan. And yeah, now threatening to win the knight. Well, yeah, eventually winning this pawn and the knight being on praise is what I meant, but So, I mean, I was really liking black. I'm surprised we didn't just get up. He didn't kick that knight and then just pile up on that pawn. I know nothing. And he is leading the tournament, so yes, defer to him, not myself. But I was surprised, which says something about me and my own incompetence, no doubt. So, all right, now this pawn could have been a problem with the rook coming over. Finally winning this pawn. So we're equal on material. Well, sorry, equal on pawns. Black was always at the exchange from earlier. And these pawns are weak, so they're all on White's set up to defend these pawns. The problem is, how do you stop this passer? And the answer is there is no way. So White could have held on to his own pawns, but could have had a fortress position against the rook, I guess, if it wasn't for the pass pawn issue. But that was the killer issue. So, all right. Let's this first few moves there. Oh, another Philidor. Queen takes. Don't know anything about this line. Yeah, I don't know much about the latest in Philidor technology. Obviously, it's dubious reputation, but obviously people use it and have success with it. So I'm kind of curious about it. I don't know. Seems like maybe it's a bit more in fashion, but I'm definitely not up on that. The scuttlebutt, as it were, on the Philidor. So I was thinking about queen takes there, but yeah, this is nice. This pawn is a major space advantage for White. Just inducing that weakness. Yeah. Loosening up these pawns. So what do we see now? We're going to see maybe f4 to kick this knight out? Just getting the bishop out of the d file, and now f4, yep. And I'm assuming this king is going to get out of dodge very quickly. First, the tempo gain. I guess there's no actual threat with this diagonal, but I would be incredibly freaked out. Now he has to come over, so. Oh, and that was double attacking this pawn. Nice find there. Now the queens are coming off. That was nice play by Bortnick here. All right, can Bortnick gain a little ground by pulling this one out? Makes me want to. I'm changing orientations here. Let's go Bortnick. I've got my soft spot for Bortnick. Okay. Bortnick. Yeah, you basically have to trade there. Yeah, I don't think that was really viable. So it's a pawn. It's a pawn for black. It's same colored bishops. Pawns on both sides of the board. Bigger, yeah. When you have this pawn advantage in these endgames, it's advantageous to have what would ultimately become whatever your extra pawn is, and the other pawns on the board being further apart. You want to make the bishop and the king struggle to both kind of defend both sides of the board. If they can just chill out together, they can force a draw. But yeah, there's still quite a few pawns on the board. So let's see what we get. Yeah, both sides need to get going with the pawns. You can't play, yeah, you want to play g4, but you can't play it yet for black. There we go. Alright, now g4. F3, F2, F1. Obviously, I mean, yeah, the king can come blockade the light squares, but at least getting it up. Oh no, better move. Yep. Again, further apart. You want this pawn way away from these. And now it's 2. Even better, but... So h2, yep, and now... Oh, I was wondering... Yeah, you have to defend it first. Now you can go... Of course, yeah, first you have to defend the pawn, but I was going to say h3. Or playing f3 can't be taken because you're going to allow queening. And nice. Yep. Don't know if this would be a problem if it was the wrong square. Does black? I think black would have enough time to get up with the king. But it's the right corner, so we don't need to worry about that today. Bortnick with the win. Back on the Bortnick train. That helps, and that helped out I Am Straw big time. Penguin on a run. Let's see if I Am Straw keeps it up. And it's I Am Straw v Penguin. And we came in on a fork. Penguin, nice find. Oh, is that that's not a problem? It's not a problem. Alright, it's an exchange for white. It's the bishop pair for black, and that is worth mentioning. If you lose the exchange but you have the bishop pair, it's definitely a little more unclear how much advantage that exchange is when you have to deal with the bishop pair. So equal in pawns, so yeah, pawns on one side of the board even more. Yeah, it can be an even more difficult task for white to win this. Yeah, trying to trade off is obviously the way to go. Yeah, you don't want as long as the bishop pair stays intact, it's an advantage to white for sure. And just like that, exchange is gone, and now this is most certainly a draw. But the clock, I Am Straw doubling up Penguin. Excuse me. Yeah, can Penguin... I mean, it's obviously not... We're not going to get 50 moves. We're going to see pawn moves. It's not even... Yeah, it's not even a question of that yet. So if Penguin can come back on the clock here, I'm going to be pretty amazed. Him not flagging in this position is going to astound me, but I wouldn't put it past him. The position itself has gotten tricky as well, so I Am Straw is going to win this one way or the other. Checkmate, nice checkmate in the end. I thought for a second that was a time burner, but of course no. He's all of a sudden this pawn is helping him to victory. Nice. Okay, so I Am Straw actually getting a little bit of a lead going. Let's revisit Knight King here. Just see if he can keep up the streak here. Sadly, he is down the exchange, and I don't see isn't enough compensation. This knight is great. Not winning the pawn. I guess there was compensation, and just like that, you get a fork. Yeah, what? You're still getting the fork in, right? Now you're attacking the... But yeah, you're still getting the fork in. No. I don't know. Sorry. Not sure what I was saying there, but yeah, the whole problem was the skewer down the E file. Yeah, so you weren't getting the fork in. But it's... The knight and rook, material-wise, were equal. So it's technically an even trade on material. The problem is these pieces are not defended. They are aggressively placed against the king, but they are not supported by pawns. And that's going to make this tricky because the queen has a way of picking off loose pieces. So, interesting stuff. Yeah, I mean, you'd love for this knight to do something better than just watch this pawn, but there isn't much for white to do but hold on now. Which probably means the streak is going to die for knight king. I don't think you can play this for a win. He's going to play on. But that's perpetual. Yep. Alright. That's going to be a draw. Well, there goes Knight King's streak. I am Straw still on a streak. Man. Let's see if our... This IM can... Oop. Why am I... Is it just me, or should that screen not be going away? There we go. Alright. Can the streak continue? Against Earn Loser Verlier? Earn Loser Verlier. Can the streak continue? The answer is that's a fork. That's a fork, and white's rook up, so I think white is going to pull this out unless something absolutely crazy happens. Well, so I am Straw is going to lose the streak here unless there's some kind of magic with the pawns, but I think we're going to see these two pawns fall here in a second. And now... Yeah, this pawn can't defend it. Knight can't come to defend either. This pawn's just falling, and it's going to be a big problem. I Am Straw does finally lose the streak. Legend returns back on a streak. Can he keep it going? Can he make it close? Let's see. All right. Equal on pawns. These pawns want to crash through, but black is going to put the stop to c6. The rook is coming in, though. Queen coming over to the a file. Oh no, retreating. I was expecting queen a5 there, and maybe queen b6 and trying to gang up, but I guess yeah, you're eventually not getting home with that. I'm not sure. If rook takes, you might see the queen coming in. Oh, actually, this rook's defended, so yeah, either way. Queen here. To here. To here. No, retreating. Yeah, I guess worrying about your own king is a worry there. Instead, h4, trying to break down the king side. Nice move. Queen's gonna come back. Couldn't take with check there because then there's no way to come back to defend the bishop. Ooh, very nice move. And there's no way to defend. Oh, sorry, no, you can. Yep, that's the only way, but you have to give up a pawn. And this bishop is about to be very, very strong piece. And that's a good route as well. Gonna support this pawn coming up to b6. Gonna attack the king as well. Oh, yeah, it can win that. I wonder, yeah, should the queen have stayed on the b file to protect the pawn there? Alright, queen on e7. And he is coming in. Threatening things. Coming in here. Bishop here. In the crossfire. See that crossfire? That was nice. Yeah, queen and bishop can do a lot of damage together. Queen and knight, I know, there's all the meaning patterns of the queen and knight, but queen and bishop do a lot of damage together too. Queen's a powerful piece. Alright, legend returns. Another nice win. I am Straw loses again. Wow. Alright. Let's see if legend returns can take the lead on this one. And we are getting an Englishy thing. I guess it's more of a B3 and what Anderson Larson, I think is the technical name of the B3. Alright, now we've got an exchange Slav-ish position with the symmetrical pawn structure, the open C file. If you play the Slav, the exchange Slav, then you're probably familiar with these trades down the C file, which you often see. This bishop is not the best, but yep, and white's making sure these pawns stay on dark squares. It's good move. The bishop still has some scope, but threatening on f2. Defending that. Also attacking. I expect we might see a queen trade here. Yep. Whoa. Was not expecting that. I'm assuming black thinks they're winning this. He's just fine with the draw. Maybe. Just like that though. Yeah, he's getting all the way in. Maybe black didn't see that. Because white can win these two and come back to watch this pawn. Okay, so he has to jettison this though. And then so he has to come back. That white's coming back over, and then that's going to be a draw. Yeah, you had to play that right. Jettisoning that pawn, I think, was essential. I think otherwise black's losing there. All right. Bortnick versus Legend. Legend streak is broken. And now going up against Bortnick in let's call it it's a London, it's a Jabava, is it just a Jabava London, I guess, then? The knight on c3, the bishop on f4. Don't know too much about it, but Alright, black's got a weakness here. White's just weakened himself pretty bigly on the king side. So it's got a king's Indian flair now. I mean, I'd rather be white here. Assuming this fork isn't a problem. Ooh. Yeah, I was saying that based on the position. These tactics, I'm not sure how they're working out. Because that pawn is pinned. Oh, okay. Yeah, couldn't take back. So he sacrificed the bishop. Now they both won pawns in that trade. I guess white is still up a pawn now. White's king is wide open. White's got the bishop pair, but yeah, it's going to come off very shortly. Ooh, got to block with the queen. Couldn't, lose the rook. Yeah, you can take and then defending here, because this pawn is going to be hard to defend anyway, so you definitely want to defend your pawn first. Now rook's going to come over. Rook b1, then just b6. Okay, yeah, white did well there to get all these weaknesses traded and everything, and now we're gonna be, black's gonna be up a pawn if you can afford to take it, which don't think you could. I was wondering if there's gonna be a perpetual, but yeah, he can attack the bishop. But I guess it's still a threat of the perpetual. He just backed up, and there's no way to get out of the perpetual. It's either going to be a perpetual or white's just going to take the pawns on the 7th rank. White could have gone him for a perpetual, but it could also, I guess, would be potentially. I don't know, because black wins the H pawn himself, or the A pawn. Anyway, draw in the end. Let's take a quick look. Imstraw's back on a streak. Let's go check Imstraw on the streak, actually. Now let's see if he's going to keep this going. Not looking like it. It's looking pretty good for white. Pawn's coming off, or one of the pawns is coming off. Yeah, I'm still going with not thinking the streak continues, because this is looking very much like a draw. Matthias blue bomb. And Matthias is getting aggressive with the king. Knight here. Yep. Yeah, this is a big mate threat. I don't think, black has no chance to win this. The king's at least getting out, but it's white is well positioned to make sure this pawn goes nowhere. All you need to do is actually trade the knight for the pawn, and it's going to be a theoretical draw. And it's checkmate. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? Matthias. I was really surprised he didn't just sit tight there. I guess at the time he was trying to accelerate it because of the clock. He couldn't afford to just sit back and get flagged. Objectively, I think that was not the best way to handle it, going up with the king like that. But because of the time, he had to do kind of a kamikaze there. So we're seeing the Monte Carlo version of the French defense, this c4 line. Yeah, it's pretty. I'd say it's a pretty good line. Yeah, it's a pretty nice line against an aggressive option against the French exchange. Like it for white. Played it at one point when I was transposing to the French exchange as white, even though I don't play e4, but no need to go into that detail. So, white has a lot of space on the queen side, and black is getting counterplay on the king side, hoping to. Yeah, you gotta always worry about the f-file, the knight, the queen, rook. At the same time, yeah, this pressure is not very fun. Yeah, he's probably thinking f4 if not for this pin that's preventing him from taking with the bishop there. Okay. Yeah, white is infiltrating, was attacking here. You do not want to take that knight and not be totally dead with this bishop, but the knight is threatening this fork. Oh boy. Knight here. You are attacking here now, but yeah, the knight there. Fork there. Ah, nice. Pinning. Yep, and up on the clock. Yeah, queen trade is going to be game. That's going to be a queen. For too long. Something's going to be a queen. Or you're going to be sacking pieces, so... Nice game by I.M. Straw, who's now really building up a lead as things are starting to wind down. Legend Returns is just not keeping up. Let's see. Let's see what I.M. Straw does against e4. Yeah, with a big lead, playing it solid makes a lot of sense. The old Marshall. Temporary pawn sack, but notoriously does not give white much. And you're seeing why. Don't know much about the Marshall at all other than its reputation, and yeah, never played it myself, but that knight is looking a little lonely. I don't think white can afford to take here. It's just almost trapped. Maybe is getting trapped, or at least a perpetual with the rook there. So what is Tuner Tank gonna play here? Tuner Tank. Yeah, you couldn't take that. You can't lose your knight. Trading off the queen would help solve that. And taking with the queen solves that too. Alright. So black gets its Marshall Gambit pawn back. And yeah, now has some initiative here. Which isn't too surprising given how good this guy is. This guy or girl. I don't know how many pure GMs, not WGMs, but GMs, female GMs there are in the world, I wonder. But there are a decent number, I think. All right. In the meantime, things are happening. 2 rooks for the queen. 2 rooks for the queen. Black's up a pawn. So equal material. You dream about mating. Black, yeah. Gotta worry about the mate. The bishop. Eyeing up h8. But just like that, white drops the rook, so that's not happening. But good thinking there. Just not happening now. So this is not looking good for white. I am told that fortresses don't exist. That is on the word of 5-time world champion Magnus Carlsen, even though I know he did kind of clarify that later. And he may have purely eventually said that he does believe in fortresses, but he famously once said that he doesn't believe in fortresses, so I'm going to assume that there's no fortress here. And here, there's really not a fortress, pretty clearly, but yeah. Hitting the... Oh, and this rook is trapped, isn't it? The rook is trapped, or... Yeah, this bishop's going to be left hanging out to dry pretty soon. Trading down is just helping black. Okay. feeling frisky with a big lead. Playing a4. I like it. I am straw. Well, I was just watching some of Hikaru's Disrespect speedrun. And yeah, he demonstrated that a4 pretty decent weapon, I guess, in the right hand, so not an issue. Just play those flank pawns up the board and win. That's how you do it. All right, so yeah, white's got space in the center. Yeah, black wants to lock this down. Now he's gonna come down. This is King's Indian stuff now. I'm not sure actually what we started with. Maybe it was a pure King's Indian, but this is definitely typical King's Indian stuff. And in the meantime, white has to get his counterplay going on the other side of the board with the center locked. Definitely not a given that this attack from black is winning or something like that, but it's definitely the plan. White's got to be very attentive towards it. So okay. Bishop b2 or d2, okay, and then rook a1 I'm expecting from white before too long. Okay. Yeah, c1 hitting the c-pawn makes sense too. Yeah, white's always ready here on the 6th rank to potentially come over and just defend if needed. Yeah, now you don't want to take on f3 with a piece if you're going with the pawn. So take, and then rook coming in. Oop. Sorry, I keep hitting my little stand here for my mic. Apologize about that. First time trying it out, so I'm not used to it being there. Yeah, so we do see the maneuver, and yeah, that was gonna get dicey, probably. Now it's really falling apart well. If you didn't trade that, the queen's coming in, yeah, I think it was gonna be a big problem. Sorry, you might hear my dog in the background. She's a very, very sweet girl, and she likes to frequently bark at whatever living organism happens to be in the vicinity of our house at any given time. So, Alright, white. Can white somehow gain back? This looks pretty hopeless with the clock and the position here. I just don't see it. These pieces are not well equipped to do much against what's happening over here. It's a big threat, and yeah, there's no good way to defend it. And that's game. I Am Straw finally goes down. Opening the door for a couple of folks. Legend returns on Penguin. Looks like Penguin might be the candidate to really make a run here. Let's see if... Oh, and we've got the matchup. Alright. So, we've got a London. Solid stuff from Penguin. Not exactly the opening I think of when I think of Penguin, the London, but why not? Gonna be a nice home for a knight right there. Just blockading the isolated pawn. Good stuff. The retreat there. Just, yeah. What is this knight maneuver about? Trying to bring it here? Yeah, honestly don't understand it. That probably means that it's a genius move and I'm just me. Well, now the idea is to come back and fork, but obviously that's not going to happen, but yeah, you've got this to guard, and you also have to worry about this fork. This knight is going to come in and also threaten this fork too. Yep. Just taking this knight makes... What? Oh, the queen was coming in. Yeah. Couldn't retake there because the queen was going to come in and be deadly to the king. Well, so he had to just step up with the king. So that's a piece. All right. Well then, yeah, Penguin is likely going down here. We know Penguin and the clock, but yeah, this position behind on the clock end, yeah, I just don't think there's any way to claw this back. Especially with the trades, although, yeah, it's impossible. You know, sometimes knights and these scrambles, you can get weird forks and stuff, so when it became this, I thought maybe there could be a freaky fork, that results in a comeback there, but nah, wasn't happening. Alright, so it looks like it may be Legend and I Am Straw in the end fighting for first. Let's see if Legend can keep the streak alive against Angelino. We're equalish on material. The two rooks. Yeah, the two rooks, bishop pair for white. That's a bit chaotic. The pawns are broken up for white. Oop. And these triple pawns don't give a good image, especially with this queen able to work her way around and get to them. Oh, just simplifying. Yep, simplifying, and yeah, might as well resign that because this is not happening. This pawn and this bishop cancel out these three, and it's just 4 on none. So nice win. All right, quick check leaderboard. Let's check I am straw, just to see if he's gonna get the streak going here. And it looks like this position is pretty equalish and solid. Yeah, solid for black. These pieces are not great. Yeah, improving this knight. A lot of pawns on like squares, light squares, but this bishop, yeah, it doesn't really have any life. Bishop isn't the best piece. This piece, also not the best piece. Yeah, just pretty equalish. I am straw really needs to keep that streak going, so let's see how he tries to pull out a win here. Definitely want to keep pieces on. Yeah, you take, and a6 is falling, done with that. Oh, the skewer. Cannot take that bishop. You are getting skewered. Ooh. Yeah, that's a nice find. It's those little tactics that make the difference. That's what makes them GMs. Well, now these pawns are just going to be a big problem for black, so it's looking very good for black, or for white now. Yep, threatening the skewer now. How do we deal with that? Why? Yeah, I was gonna say the king doesn't have a lot of room to maneuver. Yeah, just coming up to support the pawn, can't move it. Yeah. Ooh, gonna have to move the bishop back to defend. But no way to push it forward for black in the meantime. But yeah, I guess he's thinking about, yeah, maybe just coming with the rook. And then, no, but he is gonna just, okay. I was thinking maybe he would just come over. Maybe trade off himself and then try and win the a-pawn and then come in. Instead, he's holding tight. Yeah, it's an interesting game. Yeah, giving up this pawn, right? No, taking here. So retreating with the bishop is the plan. But then isn't there knight here? I'm not, yeah, why didn't white? Oh, you're attacking the rook right away. But no, then you're giving up this rook. I'm not sure why I didn't play that. Okay. Back to the game. Yeah, blockading the pawn. This pawn also under lock and key. This clock advantage is probably going to be decisive, I feel like. Black's going to need some really quick moves. He's gained some time. He's finally trading these pawns. I mean, it's equalish on the clock and the board. It's very unlikely to be a draw now. It's going to be a scramble. Oh, and the queen. Black should win this. I don't know how white could possibly save this. Picking it up. Wow, nice win from black. Tough game. I am straw goes down and legend returns is on a streak. So we have some late game drama. 23 minutes left. And Legend Returns can gain some ground with a win here. And we're equal on material. No, he's up a pawn. He's got these two passers. He's winning here. This pawn is falling. This knight's under attack. It's all crazy. Taking here with check. Or moving. Oh, but this is a problem. Yeah, I was going to say that you come here, the queen is eyeing you up. So, oh, but you couldn't. It's hard to follow when all this stuff is moving that fast. Yeah, in the end, wow. So, black is hanging on. This is a little dicey. But now the queen's covering, so yeah, I can get some air for the king. Ooh, yep. Just like that. Yeah, that's going to be mate. It's going to be king f1, queen f2 mate. So, Legend Returns keeps the streak going. Gaining ground. We're getting b3. Against Bortnick. Epic matchup. All right. A lot of trades there. In the end, nice score for the knight. Yeah, definitely liking white here. Not by necessarily that much, but obviously you're going to probably take that. It is going to be a little... So this bishop is now super powerful. Queen takes, rook takes, queen here, g3. Oh, sorry, no. Of course it's not queen g3. Rook takes, and it's going to be queen to e4, threatening the rook and mate. So that would have been dropping the rook, so you couldn't take it. So instead, and now threatening here, and the bishop is threatening. So just like that, this position has come alive for Bortnick. Check, blocking. Yeah, just defending. That works. That works. Yeah, this white is going to try and round this pawn up. If you take with the knight, though, the queen is going to come pin you. Although I don't exactly know how that was going to work. Because the queen leading, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, knight has been sidelined a little bit. That's going to help it get back into the game real quick. But in exchange, this pawn is, yeah, c3 is a big, big threat. And then also coming in on the e-file. It's a big one for Legend. This, yeah, if he wants to come back, if he wants to take first, this might be one that he needs to figure out how to win. And I don't like it. This is really tough. Don't really see a way to hold this. Eventually, I mean, even just trades on the e-file. Trading the rooks off, for instance, and then, yeah, eventually getting this knight dislodged. At the very least, going to be hard to see white doing much actively. Not the world's most active move. You always have to be watching for sacks on f3 from the bishop. This bishop is just a beast. At some point, d2 could come into play here as well. Yeah, I had to add extra protection here because, yeah, the bishop could sack and then the queen could take pin. Pin now. Oh, and are we out of? Yeah, it's too much now. King's gonna have to go here, threatening this sacking here eventually. This is getting traded now. Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't sure the sacrifice was working, but yeah, you couldn't step up there. You have this is gonna be a discovery. Yeah, no, that was working. Yeah, this bishop is too much. Oop, too much in the end. Yeah, if you take there, it's just the bishop is gonna have to sack the queen. Alright, legend return goes down, but I am straw goes down too, so definitely not over now. Let's see if I am straw bounces back here. Nearing the end of his game. He did. Yeah, that's over. Let's see if Penguin keep the streak alive against Rasulo Vugar. Yeah, check Benoni type stuff here. Yeah, white's definitely got chances here. Yeah, this knight's gonna want to maneuver somewhere better. F4 maybe? Yeah. Take. Yeah, good move there. Thought the queen might come in there. No. Yeah, I have to keep an eye on the knight. Nope, that's just collapsing, yeah. Yeah, this knight was always going to be able to reroute somewhere better, and once it did, it was going to be just impossible to hold. So, I am straw. Number 1, Penguin. Number 2, big matchup, and we are getting a good old French advance, sorry. Yeah, a lot of history for me on the black side of this. And don't really love Penguin's setup here, but you can get away with a lot in the French advanced. If you're not getting mated on the king side, then you got some flexibility, but it's a bit messy. Yeah, you can just take here now. Wow. Yeah, trying to make that fork happen. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, this bishop is now very active. Just like that, Penguin is in the driver's seat. Yeah, you gotta defend h3. If the queen could somehow, black's queen could get active, it would be game over for white. But yeah, the queen is just not able to do much at this point. Okay, yeah, so... Oh... Okay. And in the end... Rook coming here is probably going to hurt a little bit. Although you got to worry about your own back rank a little bit, but... Yeah, black up 2 pawns. This one's gonna fall. Yeah, the king's got to get out. You don't want to be stuck in the corner. Attacking here now, you can win. Nice sequence there. Goblin up all the white pawns, and now it's simple. Just 3 pawns for black. Easy peasy. It's gonna be a bit of a scramble, but 5-second lead for Penguin is probably enough, I would think. White resigns. Nice win. Penguin just like that. No streak for I Am Straw. Penguin keeps it going. 12 minutes left. It's enough time. Without a doubt, it's enough time. Might have to have a little more help from I Am Straw, and Penguin will need to keep the streak going at least a little bit longer, but it's enough time. Yeah, hopefully we see some quick resignations, if appropriate, from his opponents here, because that would help too, but... Okay, so we've got a Karo Khan. Or do we? No, we have a French. Sorry about that. Yeah, so used to playing the Karo Khan, but it's the pawns are... The other pawns are exchanged, so... It's French, and it's a little bit passive here for black. I'm liking white a lot. This is dead. This is totally dead for black. There's no untangling. Yep. And he gets a resignation. That's huge. That quick resign was huge. 2 wins, 5 each. That puts Penguin in the lead if I Am Straw drops another game. So it's still a contest. So let's see if Penguin can keep it up. He needs a quick win, and he's going for still some pretty solid stuff. And he didn't berserk. That is surprising. I guess that's because he only needs 8 points, and he has time to get them, and he still needs I Am Straw to probably lose, so he might as well have the extra time and still try and win quickly, but he only needs the 8 points, and I Am Straw will basically to lose. Yeah, some strategy involved there. So, ooh, that pawn just dropped. Oh, this is not great. Yeah, this went very haywire for black now. I don't think he intended to be down a pawn now for nothing, which is basically what happened. But it's blitz. It's not over. The compensation is just not really there. White actually has very active pieces, and Black doesn't really. I mean, not the terrible pieces, but I mean, white's got much more aggressively placed pieces, so not looking great for Penguin. Yeah, that knight might have to go here. I'm thinking we might see an exchange sack. No, he's going to work around it a little bit longer at least. I guess, I was thinking maybe try and trade off the knight, but just undermine the knight. Pushing the pawn. And just trying to break through and get counterplay on white's open king here. Makes a lot of sense. Problem is this knight's still not going anywhere, and the queen... Yeah, this rook's going to have to probably retreat somewhere, yeah. If the queen could have come in quickly, it'd be one thing, but... And now, yeah, that rook is getting traded. Yeah, the extra pawn... I mean, it's about these two connected passers now for white. That's the big problem after the rook trade here. Yeah, and it wasn't looking good, so it makes sense to go for the exchange sack and just try and keep some life in the position, get rid of the connected passers. I'm just trying to hold this now. But gonna be tough to win for sure. Yeah, the streak could be a problem. It's looking like this might do it for the straw man. The straw man, my favorite chess player and my favorite logical fallacy. A little bit of a lawyer joke there, sorry. Yeah, perpetual might be possible here, but that's still not what Penguin really needs. Flagging, not probably going to happen because this pawn is going to be too quick. Yeah, Penguin's going to try and... I mean, Moravar's going down on time. He's going to try and flag him. I mean, he's not going to give this up. But that's probably going to be a loss now because d7, d8 is just happening, isn't it? I'm not sure why I didn't go right for d7, d8. Whoa, this pawn is gone. Wow. So much for not getting the flag. Never doubt Penguin's ability to flag someone. The flag is happening. Wow, what a clutch win on time. That was insane. And on position, I mean, this is now looking like a draw, I think. Yeah, I think... Well, maybe they both end up queening again. I don't know. It's crazy. Penguin with a very clutch win. 4 points behind. I Am Straw keeps losing. Oh my gosh, and he's up against Night King. This is crazy. With 4 minutes left, this is drama. And they've both berserked. If I Am Straw does not win, not only... Yeah, if they don't finish in time, Do they berserk? I don't know, but yeah, this is yeah, it's Penguins now to. He's well, it's destiny isn't in his hands. I'm sure still if he wins or I guess even draws, he'll win. But yeah, would love to see Penguin finish this off with a win. Come on, Andrew. All right, how's his position? It can be easy to forget about the old position at a time like this. Equal material. Semi-open FL for black. This knight is now preventing the rooks from ganging up here. That's nice to have the knight entrenched. I imagine black's probably going to want to trade it off fairly quickly. A quick series of events there that resulted in basically a trade. Oop, sorry about that. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, this is... Yeah, Chicago is way down on time, and it's going to be a major problem here. Yeah, Penguin is almost certainly going to win this on time. There's too much left in the position to simplify this, and mate's just not happening. Yeah, I don't... He takes it. That was a little risky. I don't know if I would take that in this position. We were just trying to win on time, but just take... I could take... Yeah, either way works. Wow. What did I am straw do? Did he lose, or is he still in it? No, he's still in it. Go, go, go. Oh, he's about to win on time. Wow. Wow. I am straw. Got the win when he absolutely needed it. I guess it's possible we could get a quick win for Penguin. It would be the courteous thing to resign quickly if there's a big blunder here, but certainly not mandatory. And basically, if they just let their clock run down, they can avoid losing this one. On either side, so really crazy finish though. Man, wild ride. Penguin's he's gotta go for a quick attack here. He's just gotta try for it. I don't think that's really getting him anywhere, unfortunately. Nope. Just throwing pieces at him. Had to go for it. Don't let this game be a judge of and they drew at the end here. Had to try something there. Wait. Wait, sorry. They drew by agreement. And that gave Penguin the win. They drew by agreement, and that gave Penguin the win. The position was losing for Penguin. They drew by agreement, and that was single-handedly what gave Penguin the win. The chat is reacting to that. I've watched a lot of these titled arenas over the years. I don't ever remember a single time where a draw by agreement was the single thing that put someone over the top. Like a draw in a non-drawn position, like with seconds left to go. People may be wondering about fair play there. I mean, if Andrew offered the draw, I mean, there's nothing wrong with offering the draw. The guy, his opponent didn't have to take that draw. He did. And it might just be a kind of courtesy thing, like, oh, we're at the end of the tournament. Let's add to our total here at the end, since neither of us is going to win, and maybe not even realizing that was what was going to actually win it. But wow, that's one to remember. I'm not going to forget that one anytime soon. In the end, Penguin does get the comeback. So yeah, thanks. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you found a relaxing affair. Although I know at the end, sometimes these videos, I hope you guys got a nice relaxation or a nice nap in. But there's a little excitement that can't be helped. And chess is can be quite exciting at moments. So it's part of it, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Really appreciate you watching. Again, leave a comment if you don't mind. Just let me know what you think of the content on the channel. If you have any suggestions about content you'd like to see, always appreciate that. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one, and thanks again.